Hello everybody, and welcome to my 100% walkthrough of Elden Ring by Level Up Pup Gaming. So, last episode was one of the reading item descriptions and testing Ashes of War episode, but we also put our sign down, and we fought Radahn a couple of times, which is why we have 155,000 runes. So I know we ended the episode before that with like maybe 30,000. Excuse me. And I said that I was going to go to the field and level up. I recommend that you do that too. But I also recommend, even if you haven't beaten Radahn yet, I recommend that you put your sign down and you help some other people beat him, because it'll give you some experience fighting him, one, and two, if you succeed in defeating Radahn, you're going to gain some healthy runes and you're going to get some rune arcs, which is always welcome. That's the best way to farm rune arcs. I recommend that you do this now because we're at about level 90, and most players will fight Radahn at about around level 70 to maybe like 110. And getting summoned is based on what your level is at. So you're always going to be within like 10 to 20 levels of the person that summons you. So you can't summon somebody that's at level 1 if you're at level 300. But if you're at level 100 and somebody's at level like say 75 to like 80, they should be able to summon you. So right now we're at the perfect level to put our sign down at Radahn's field right next to that portal and help other players beat him. So if you're playing online, I recommend you do that and you gain some runes. Once again, to not take a fair advantage over anybody, because I expect you to level up in between the last episode and now. I'm only going to do 2 levels. And I'm going to spend this last level that I could do on stuff that you guys don't need to buy. Just fun stuff like armors and talismans that are just kind of luxuries that we don't need to buy. So I'm not going to buy any supplies or anything that'll give me a heads up or an advantage over where you're at, because I'm trying to only use things and only do things that I think a new player would be able to do. So I don't want to I don't want to do something in this game that you guys can't accomplish as well, and then I have some kind of advantage or leg up that you guys aren't experiencing. So I kind of want to stay away from that. So that's why I'm only going to do 2 levels. So just, if you don't have co-op as an option because you're not playing online, then I recommend you just clear out the field until you can do 2 level ups. Which I know might take some time, but it'll be worth it. Alrighty. So, going to level up, and then we have a few NPCs that we need to talk to progress their quests. I forgot to talk to them at the end of the episodes in which we started their quests, so we'll do that real quick.
I took you no matter to lay out your own.
First, I want to take this up into the next tier. And then I'm going to wait to upgrade anything further. This will probably be the next thing to upgrade, but I'm waiting to get as many stones as I can to upgrade these 2. Still going to be a few episodes before I switch over to intelligence, but when I do, I want to have those weapons ready. So I don't think there's anything he says that's new.
Journey to the capital, you maybe.
Yeah, so it's all the same thing, even after you beat Radahn. Excuse me. So like I said, these are just 2 talismans that change your appearance when you're playing a co-op, so you don't need to buy these. And same with these. These are for co-op. So I'm just going to buy them so we can read the item descriptions later and stuff like that. But like I said, I'm just going to... Oh, we can just read this now. Hunter multiplayer. If you use a blue Cipher ring, you will make yourself open to summon for rescue from other worlds. The multiplayer session will begin once you have been summoned as a hunter, and your objective is to defeat the invader of that world. The compass at the top of the screen indicates the direction of the host of summons. Or of the summoner, the host of fingers. Excuse me. So, if you turn on this blue ring, then at any moment you can be pulled out of your world and into another player's world that needs help because they've been invaded. And then your objective will be to fight the invader that has invaded the host of Fingers world. And on the other side, you can request. So this is what they turn on to get you to come into their world as a blue hunter. If you use a white Cipher ring, you will automatically request for a hunter from another world to come to your rescue when your world is invaded. It can also be used after you are invaded. The hunter will be summoned once the request succeeds, and their objective is to defeat the invader of your world. Sorry about that. Alright. So, you can turn those on, and it can pull you into other worlds, or if you turn on the Taunter's Tongue, then you're going to want to turn on the white one too, and that will allow people to come to your aid when you've been invaded. And so the last thing I'm going to do is actually buy some. And if you get a chance to gain, like, I don't know, 20,000 runes, something like that, come over here and buy a piece of equipment, the champion's equipment. It will progress, excuse me, it will progress Bok's quest line. So now that I've bought a piece of one of these legendary armaments, this is from Radahn, it should let me continue Bok's quest when we get to that point. But you need to buy a piece of clothing from the gods. So that is what I'm spending all those extra runes on, so you guys don't need to. Just for fun. Okay. So first thing we need to do is go talk to Celibus. I cannot remember from the previous episodes if we have told him that we turned in the potion to Gideon. Well, we don't tell him we turned it into Gideon. We tell him that we gave it to somebody, but just want to make sure that we do that. And then we won't progress his quest until we get into the next landmass of the game, which is called the Atlas Plateau. Which, you know, fingers crossed, we'll be at the Atlas Plateau at the end of this episode. If all goes smoothly. And as always, I'm extremely nervous and trying to catch my breath when I'm recording these episodes, so I apologize for all my throat clearing and stuff like that. I just want to do a good job for you guys, and new to this, so lack of experience, I apologize. All right.
Begging for another lick. That'll mean.
Okay, no, so I think we already... Actually, we do need to buy these sorceries from him. I think we have to buy this one before we can progress this quest, so... Let me crack 7,500 runes real quick. You guys don't need to do this, I'm just going to do it to check. Let's see.
Begging for an... That'll...
We need to buy these anyways from when I switch over to... Oh, there's one more? Okay, I'll come back later and buy that. And then we'll see if he's got any dialogue that pops up after that. But like I said, we won't finish his quest until we get into this landmass. So the next one we needed to do was we needed to go talk to Millicent. So the last time we did talk to Millicent was when she was in the church and we gave her the gold needle. And it kind of stayed the rot that was in her and made her feel better. And she stood up and said she was going on and pushing out. So... we need to go find her and say hello. So if you come down to Gallery Shack, excuse me, the guy that's in the chair just sitting there staring at you with the big dog in front of it right here. Instead, it'll be Millicent. So go ahead and take out the dog. We're strong enough to take this dog out now. And we do not want him hurting Millicent, so go ahead and take him out now. That way we can safely have a combo with Millicent.
Oh, hello again. Something about this place felt familiar to me, so I decided to pay a visit. Hoping to find someone here, but I've only found emptiness. Perhaps, before my departure, I needed someone to say farewell to. Well, never mind that. I must focus on my journey, for which I have you to thank. I must stay strong. Well, never mind that. I must.
Okay, and so now we are going to quit out. So go to quick game. Yes, return to the main title. And then we're going to load back in. And there's gallery.
Thank you kindly for giving the needle to Millicent. Now she too can begin her journey and stare her fate straight in the eye. You've been a saint through and through. As thanks, I vow to impart to you my knowledge of the lost sorceries of the Celians, descendants of the Eternal.
So go ahead and tell Millicent paid him a visit.
Oh, you noticed, did you? Indeed, Millicent did visit this hovel of a home. It seems the memories eaten away by the rotting sickness yet remain, but faintly. However, she has no need of me anymore. No, she must embark on her journey and stare her fate in the eye. I mustn't impede. As I've aged, I've found the best way to aid the young is to be forgotten.
Okay, and so now we have a couple of sorceries that are available to us. This one's actually pretty good, so is this one. Actually, they all three are good, so we will come back at some point when we have the funds to purchase those. But if you have the funds to purchase them now and you're on the intelligence side, I suggest you do. Also, between episodes, I went and did all the farming spots, which we talked about in the item description episode. So every single one of these spots is a spot where we want to farm for materials. Jarberg. This one for the smoldering butterflies. This one for an item, a couple of items that we're going to make later when we get the perfume bottles to make them. And then up here for the herbas. And then down here for the melted mushrooms. And then this is a new one that I'll show you in just a minute. But first, we have one more NPC to talk to at Ravine Castle Plaza. So this is after the Radahn fight. Forgot to do this. Come back in here, and Jerren, our boy, will be waiting to talk to us.
At last, the war festival has ended. Brave champion, you have our gratitude. The celebration was spectacular. General Radahn is surely pleased. Festering with rot and crippled by madness, all he wanted was an honorable death. Finally, my work is done. I'm no longer bound to this fortress. I have a task in mind. Old business, you could say. You wouldn't understand. May we meet again, if the fates deign it. Brave champion. It's time I went. May we meet again.
That's the same. And then now, when we sit down at the site of grace, it will refill the castle as if the Radahn Festival had never happened. So if you had accidentally triggered the Radahn Festival by traveling to the Atlas Plateau, or just taking a quest too far, then, and you didn't get to clear it out before the Radahn Festival started, at this point, after you've talked to Jerren and sit down at the site of grace, the Radahn Festival is now, Redmane Castle is now filled up with all the enemies again, and well, actually, you wouldn't have had that site of grace right there because yeah, he's gone. So I don't think you would have this site of grace right here because there's going to be a boss battle in here that you didn't do yet. It's the Crucible Knight and the Misbegotten Warrior. So that will be there instead, and then you'll have to go to the secluded cell site of grace, or this one, chamber outside the plaza. So now that that's done, we can go ahead and go down into. Jeez, my cat scared me. Go down into Nokron Eternal City, which is where we left off at the last episode after we beat Radahn, and we're going to go ahead and finish up everything underground up to a portal that we're not going to go into yet. So let's go ahead and get to work. Alright, you guys, this is the best spot to farm for silver tier husks, which is super, super important. We need them to make shield grease, We need them to make some perfume bottles that are going to be super helpful. So go ahead and just start mowing down all these guys. These guys are also not guys that you want to disrespect. They will light you up. Even though they're small and they don't have a lot of health, don't disrespect them. Take them seriously, take them out. Because they do some hefty damage. Especially when they're all grouped up together, you don't want that. So don't disrespect these guys, just take them down quickly. And then follow my pathing, because I've done this route a trillion times, collecting all of these. Collecting all these silver tier husks. So come over here for number 4. Oop, and some butterflies right here next to the tree. Yes, the butterflies are important. Here's a silver tier husk right here. There's another one coming right here. And so we're going to add this location to our list of farming spots for melted mushrooms and silver tier husks. And up on this ledge are some silver fireflies. And back here should be a piece of loot with a guy guarding it. What'd you drop? Nice. That's it. Grab these silver fireflies. Take down this guy with the torch and this guy over here with the torch because they got knives in there. Super aggressive. And then we can go get the guy with the arrow. He's in the bushes right there. Ooh. Oops. Melted mushroom right here. Then another silver tier husk. Then another one in here. And then 3 guys are going to come in the room with shields and spears right here. 1, and then 2. Ow. And grab this silver tier husk. And then we're coming over here to grab quite possibly one of the most underrated and best Ashes of War in the entire game. Or no, I'm sorry, not Ashes of War, but Spirit Summons. This is definitely like in my top 5 Spirit Summons. I'd probably say like number 3. Very, very good Ash of War. Do not want to ignore these guys. These guys are going to help us through some really stupid fights. Right here. Great Shield Soldier Ashes. It's these guys with the great shields, and they don't do much damage. The only thing I think they have is actually just shield bash, so they don't do a lot of damage. But what they do is they tank a lot of hits, and they just sit there with their shield up pretty much the entire time. There's 5 of them, so you would not believe how long they can last in battle as a distraction, because they're just sitting there taking all the hits. So very, very, very oh, you're up. You're still digging. Very, very awesome summons that I'm going to be utilizing a lot. Come over here. And that's the route. So just circle around and then come back over to the center. And we'll grab the silver tier husk that we left in this item right here. And so that's it. And then go back to the site of grace, respawn, and then do that again. And there's also a silver tier husk down these stairs that you want to grab too when you're going through here. Right here. And then go back up to the grace. And just do that until you have as many silver tier husks as you can possibly carry. And then here's an awesome view. Alright, down here we got some perfumers and I can't remember, something else. Globs. Yeah, silver tier husks. So here's the first perfumer. Ow. There's one more, I believe. Thought that was. Nope, just blobs, okay. No item left behind. Alright, so some blobs are going to fall down from up there. See them? Let's go ahead and throw some knives at them. Get down here. Oh. Whoa, that's got something. Now, this boss fight coming up, kind of tricky. If you want to have an easy time fighting this boss coming up, and I'm not joking, take everything off. Take off all your armor. Some butterflies back here. Take off all your armor. Take off all your talismans. Pick your favorite weapon. Go in. That's the way you want to make this fight easy. And then once the enemy comes in front of you, put all your armor back on. But if you want to make this fight hard, buff up. Buff up like you're going into a boss fight that you ready to just smash. And that's going to make this fight even harder. I'll show you why. I'm going to challenge myself. This can either, it's up to you. This can be the hardest boss in the game, or it can be the easiest. But either way, it's pretty fun. Item right here. Nice. I'm not sure if I've ever seen that before. I think I've passed that every single time up until now. Wow. So, don't miss out on that rune arc. Alright, you guys. I'm going to buff up and go in. I'm not even going to summon anything. I can't believe that actually worked for him. Well fought. Well fought. That was fun. So, that is the Mimic tier fight. It's just a copy of you and everything that you have on. So, if you want to make it really easy and you're struggling, go ahead and just take off everything, walk in with your fists, let the Mimic tier spawn in, and then put all your armor and your weapons back on. So that is one way to cheese this boss if you're having trouble with it. Otherwise, have fun. Alright. Sit down and heal up. There is no items around here. I promise you. I've gone around this thing 500 times, and I promise there's nothing. See? No item ahead. So, don't even bother. Just come up here. There's a couple of glove warts around, I think. Over here. Oh. My notes aren't making sense. My apologies. Alright. There are items on the bridge, such as this. Get over here. Give me your insides. That's right. Okay, there should be some butterflies if you want to take out these birds and get some feathers. You sure can. There should be some butterflies on the side. Right there. Just didn't want to miss them. And then now we are in the upper portion of Soyofa River. So basically got to do everything that we did down there. We got to do it again. Only it's much, much more difficult. So we got some pillars to light, and then we got a boss to fight. And it is a legendary, or it's one of the achievements. This boss fight coming up. So if you're trying to get 100%, you got to do this boss fight. Down here is a path we will take a little bit later. But we don't take it from right here. But we'll go down there, grab some goodies. Until then, actually, before we do any of that, we're going to go into Nokron, the Eternal City. We're going to grab some stuff. Actually, we're going to grab probably everybody's favorite Spirit Ash in the entire game. Go ahead and light this first pillar just to get things going. And then ignore everything else and come up. Stay on the left side of the road. And we're going to clear all this stuff out. So just ignore it for now. And come up over here to these little rocks. Grab this grace. And then from here, we're going to jump down onto that building. So basically, we're going to go into this old city. This is the city that Blythe was like, I don't know how to get up here. So now that hole went through the earth, it opened up the path for us to get here. So we have to go all the way down to this creepy-looking skeleton statue. So let's get to it. I'm going to be honest, for quality users and anybody that doesn't have a lot of strong, powerful ranged attacks, this part's going to be kind of annoying. But for us Faith users that can use Frenzy Burst, this is going to be a cakewalk. Let's go ahead and, speaking of Frenzy Burst, get it out. And get this one up. Oh, disappeared. So once this first silver tier pops in, just run over here and it'll fall off the cliff. It's going to try and come chase us. It can't reach the ledge that it's going to try to jump onto, and it's going to fall. And you're going to hear it. Just give it a sec. It's coming. Don't worry, it's coming. But what we are going to do is we're going to jump up here. Then we're going to jump all the way over to that edge over there. And we're going to run back here. And there it is. She fell down. So yeah, that's one tier, but the second tier never jumps for some reason, so we're going to have to fight it. Or we can just shoot it with Frenzy Burst, if you have the faith. Just making sure there's no items over here. And then come up on this ledge for Silver Tier Husk. And actually you can get a pretty good vantage point of hitting it from right here. Also, if you hit these tiers before they form, just like we did there, they have less HP and they'll go down quicker. So it's always better to hit them before they morph into a bubble, or they morph into whatever they're supposed to be. But once they morph, then yeah, it's gonna take a lot more to take them down. So go ahead and jump down gently onto that, and then run jump onto this. Grab all the Silver Tier Husks you see. Every single one's super valuable. Golden Rune 7, we'll wrap around to grab those butterflies that we just saw. But right here, so we're gonna cross this street over like a broken archway, and down on the street are just tons and tons of bubbles, and they'll morph into some pretty annoying stuff like a giant. So if we stand here with Frenzy Burst, we should be able to snipe it while it's in bubble form so that it can't grow into the giant. But if you don't have Frenzy Burst and you use magic or arrows, it might morph it into the giant, and then you're just going to have to snipe it from up here. So it might be a little bit more of pain for people that don't have the Frenzy Burst, but if you do have the Frenzy Burst, do this. Oops. Oh, come on, guys. Last try. Okay. See, I don't want to jump down onto this ledge, because if it sees me, it will morph. There we go. And so that was going to turn into a giant. That's why it's in front of where we need to go. That was going to be kind of the mini boss that we had to fight. And now we don't have to fight it. So, just to make our lives a little bit easier, use Frenzy Burst. And if you're close to having the faith to use Frenzy Burst, you know, buff up and use it, because it'll be worth it, trust me. I don't think there's anything over there, so... Oh, nope, Silver Tear Husk. Let's make the jump. It's worth it. Okay. Got a few more things to snipe before we head over into the building. So come on down here. You definitely want to snipe these ones at the very least, because they'll turn into silver tears that are like fighting an NPC or an invader. They're pretty annoying to fight, so let's go ahead and give them some bursts. I saw one go under the bridge, but oh, there he is. I don't know if I can get at an angle to get him. There's a few of them that aren't anything. They're just bubbles that are gonna shoot black oily arrows at you. But then there are a few of them that'll morph into those spirit or the silver tears, which are pretty annoying. So it's a lot easier to just do this. Oh no. I was gonna make a morph. Alright, and we are good, you guys. Now we're gonna go over here and get quite possibly, you know, the best spirit summon in the entire game. Also, you're gonna want to frenzy burst this ball right here, because as soon as you jump down, it's gonna start Indiana Jonesing you, and it's gonna just chase you all over the room and smash you. So let's go ahead and just start bursting it up. And that perfumer will get angry. He might climb up the ladder and come fight us. It's okay. Just want to take out this ball. Keep an eye. Okay, the perfumer's up, so let's go take him out real quick. Oh no. We're unlocked. Stop it. Okay, back to the ball. Don't jump down there, though. We'll go down there in a second, but stay up here, snipe them with magic. And if you don't have magic or faith, then just, you know, create some pots. Fire pots, lightning pots. This black wet blade will let us put on bleed, I believe, to our weapons that don't have bleed now. Find the wet blade. I think it's this one. It might be the occult one, I'm not sure. Where's the wet blades? Got their key items. Yes, poison, blood, or occult, which occult means it scales with arcane, I believe. So, totally awesome. Now we can put bleed on stuff that does not have bleed. And over here, there's a perfumer we got to go through, but we just walk up and repost him. And ladies and gentlemen, here's the Mimic tier. Now we can make a copy of ourselves. It'll come into play with everything you have equipped. I do not believe the buffs will be on, but you can buff it after it spawns in. So that is going to be a tier that is going to make our lives very, very easy as far as this game goes. I mean, careful, there's a gap over here that you got to jump. So come on over here and give this guy 1-4. That's weird. Knew there was an item over here. Grab these butterflies. Don't jump down there. There's nothing on those. Except possibly death. But come up over here for a weapon. So this is the hammer version of the whip that we got, that curved sword that turns into the liquid form. So this is the hammer version of it, and it scales with strength, I believe. So now we got everything up here. There should be a couple more perfumers down here, and we can snipe them from up here if we want. Yeah, there's one right there. Let's go ahead and give her a frenzy burst to the face. One more. That'll do. Oh, whoa, you're still alive? Good Lord. Looks like she just kept walking at me like the Terminator. It was like, those frenzy bursts did nothing. Alright. And if you accidentally fell down here, there's a ladder right here. You can climb back up, but let's go ahead and grab all these goodies that are on the ground. Oh yeah. That's what we like. Lots of silver tear husks. You'll see why shortly. When we get the perfume bottle that needs these for ingredients, it's awesome. I think that's everything. Yes, okay. Ooh. Do not sit down at the side of Grace. Just don't do it. There's no more enemies in this area. We've cleared everything out. So if you sit down at the side of Grace right here, everything will be back up, and you got to go through it. So grab it, but don't sit down. Yeah, there's nothing over there. So make sure you just kind of lean back and forth to grab all the silver tear husks as we're going up the road. Keep your eyes out for any. There's one right here. Aha. In case you're wondering, as mentioned in a previous episode, when you jump, a timer starts. And if you stay too long in the air, no matter what your health is, no matter what your defense is, you'll die. But, just like with the parry, how you can parry to a certain point where it'll negate some of the damage because you were just like a millisecond or just one frame away from actually making it, that can happen with jumping. And you can jump a certain distance to where you were just like 1 second away from actually dying, and it'll do some damage. That is what soft cotton is for. Soft cotton reduces the amount of damage you take from a fall that would deal you damage, but it does not keep you from dying from a fall that lasts too long. So a lot of people got that confused. They thought the soft cotton meant that it takes away fall damage. They put it on, they jumped off a cliff and died, because that's not how the damage works for falls. So, come back up here, and as soon as we grab this item here, we cannot talk to Ranni. If we talk to Ranni after we grab this item, it will end one of the NPC's quests, and we'll miss out on a talisman that's really, really useful. So once we grab this, and I'm going to say this repeatedly as we go through the rest of the episode, do not talk to Ranni. Do not talk to Ranni. So now that we have the Fingerslayer blade, we are not going to talk to Ranni. Stay well away from Ranni. I will tell you when it's okay to talk to her again. But this portal right here will take us right back over to the woods. And so that is the first part of the episode done. Let's go ahead and pop a squat, heal up. About halfway to a level up, so let's go ahead and keep on going. So now we got to light these pillars, and we got a bunch of these guys to fight. These guys are stronger than the ones down below. The ones down below were just spirits. These are the real versions. So these guys are way stronger. They pack a punch. They got some poise. You don't want to mess around with them. I want to try and take them out as quickly as we can. Light these pillars and move on. Don't let him grab you. Okay. Oh, behind me, Howie. No. I don't know why my lock broke. So yeah. Serious business this time around. Like this pillar right here. Okay, so we're gonna go just completely around in a circle, all the way back up to here. There's a skull right here for a reason. It goes in front of this pillar over by this tree. See all these wolves that we're gonna try and snipe as many as we can. Because you see them right there, there's a red Wolf of Radagon. Oh man, I hate these guys so much. We don't want the wolves getting in the mix. So we're gonna wait for the red Wolf of Radagon to, yeah, sort of go around that tree right there. And then we're going to ride up and attack him. But we're going to try and take out as many of these wolves as we can. Alright, good enough. Let's go ahead and buff up and then see if we can take out this red Wolf of Radagon. Just want to make sure we're in a clearing where they're not going to see us and start charging us. So that's never good. Alright, we're good. So let's go ahead and take advantage of the frenzied burst and see if we can hit the red wolf from a distance just to get the first hit off. Yep, we can. Okay, here we go. Oh, what? Crazy. Shoot. Wow. Oh, good lord, that hurt. Dang. That's a bite. Good fight, doggy. Good fight. Whew, man. Muscles in my lungs tense up and I stop breathing every time I fight those monsters. They're so intense. Alright, grab us some Somber Smithing Stone 5 for our troubles. And then if you depleted your flask fighting them, got a couple of scarabs of each kind over here. Light up the fire. Smithing Stone 4. Any other goodies from... Yeah, we can summon right around here at this altar. So if you want to drag the Red Wolf of Radagon, like clear out this, and then drag the Red Wolf over here, you can summon to help you with it if you're having trouble. That's an option, but as soon as you come over by the tree where it normally is, then it, yeah, can't summon for some reason, so... There's a bunch of rats we want to take out before we actually stop. No, aggroed them. Oh well. Yeah, just go ahead and start throwing stuff at the rats until they figure out what they're doing. I should probably throw some kookaries at these guys, get some blood loss going. Ooh, that looks freaky. Two of those guys coming at you. It's really freaky. Oh, whoa. Just grabbed me. Don't spray that stuff. stuff I mean. What they just did right there, we're about to get that. That little skull right there, spraying that little fire mist out. We're about to be able to do that, so. There's a scarab over here. Giving us enhanced shot. We'll go over that in the next Ash of War episode, because I'm not going to be using it at all this entire playthrough. But it's for a bow, so if you want to mess around with it, have fun. Alright. If there's any foliage over here. So, before we head over to the next pillar, we actually got a little platform out here that we can get onto. So we got a little bit of platforming to do. So, easiest way to get over there is from right here. Alright, and then just going to go ahead and hop down into there and climb up that edge right over there. Get off and grab all the goodies in here. And then just be careful, because you can walk into the water right there and fall down and die. But make sure you grab all the butterflies that you can. And climb up this little broken ledge over here. I'd recommend just jumping, you know, calmly at this point. I wouldn't hop on Torrent, because you'll might overshoot and just go flying into the water, because that will kill us. So, much easier to control your jumping when you're just doing it with you. Torrent, you can go further, but with you can control the jump a little bit more. Go ahead and hop on Torrent here. And then we're gonna jump over to that little bowl right there. And then jump on down, and there's one more guy to fight. We got their Ancestral Infant's Head, which is that blue little mist of fire that they were spraying out, so you can spray that out too. Consumes FP to do it. But obviously if you're doing the faith stuff, then the fire spells are going to be better. But if you're on the intelligence side of things, you want to do some fire damage, there you go. Alright. Let's get back over here. Oh, whoa, oh no! Wow. That's such a bummer. Just misclicked and did my weapon art. Set me right off the edge. Oh well, we were done over there anyways, but it's a waste of a rune arc. I was wondering what was happening. I was like, why is my character not doing what I want? That was a bummer. Sorry about that, guys. But like I said, we were done over there anyways. The Red Wolf of Radagon won't respawn, so we'll just head on over this way. Alright, so coming up next, we got a pillar with a bunch of... Well, you can summon here if you want, because there's a ton of these guys in one group. So you can summon to get it cleared out really quick. Quick and easy. Oh, they see us? Who sees us? So that's where we just were, but like I said, we were done over there. Let's go ahead and come up from behind. And we'll lure everybody over to us one at a time. Oh gosh, I gotta go over there and get my runes, that's right. Sorry about that, guys. I was forgetting something. So I might as well show you how to get back from over there. So as usual, your runes are always going to be like where you last jumped from. So you see, they're right over there. So it's never going to be like near where you fell. It's always going to be where you were before you committed to that jump. And so that's the reason it's up on this ledge. Instead of down there in the water, obviously. Ooh. And so from here, we do not use a weapon art. You just jump. this ledge over here. Oh, guess there's some formic rock over here. Forgot about that. We can use this to make some pretty trippy, I think it's the acidic mist, yeah. It's a perfume bottle that lowers the damage output of enemy weapons by spraying acid mist all over them. It's kind of cool. So that's how you get back up from there. We'll come down over here. We'll very sneakily start luring these guys over to us. There's one up there. Okay, we gotta go up here and get this one with the bow. I don't want him shooting magic arrows at us. That'll hurt. From here. Thought there was one in the woods, but I guess not. Okay, we're just gonna sneak up and repost the big one. But then the other ones are gonna get aggroed, so we gotta try and take her down as quick as we can. Oh, or not. Oh, I locked on to some deer over there. Alright, don't try that because the deer over there, that big pile of them, you'll lock onto them on accident. So just go ahead and do what I was gonna do and just throw knives at them and pull them out one at a time. That's way better. Don't get hit by that. That'll do some disturbing damage. But see how I'm locking onto these deer over here? That's what happened. I was wondering why all of a sudden I just stopped facing her and... Get out here, guys. Get. Alright. Grab these old fangs. There should be a pillar to light right behind this little dead body. Yeah. That's why I always want to try and clear the field. That's why I took out those wolves before we actually fought that red wolf of Radagon, because if they come into the fight or they're in the background, then you'll start locking onto them and it's never fun. It's messy. And obviously this is a good place to stock up on meats and thin beast bones because there's tons of deer everywhere. It's a lot better if you just use something like Hoarfrost Stomp to take them all out in one swoop. But over here, there's a lot of these guys. I mean, like, probably around 15. So, they're everywhere. See how many they're grouping up like that. So just stay on Torrent, ride by, give them whacks. Because these guys will group up on you, and it is not fun. So just do that. And they'll go down. It'll take a second, but at least you'll be safe, and you'll be able to come back up here to do the boss fight. Ow. That was very rude. Oh no. Thought he was gonna hit me. Why don't you simmer down? Alright, there should be some more down here. But first, let's come over here and whack this guy in the face. Did you like that? You didn't like that, did you? I missed you. You got lucky. Alright, yeah, so stay on Torrent. It'll be a lot easier. Just over here. One more guy sitting in the bushes. Gotcha. And then a few more over here. Guys do a good chunk of damage. Alright, there should be a thingy-mabobber to light over here. Yes, there it is. Let's make sure there's no horned guys over here. This should be the last one. Yes, powers gather. So, now that that is done, before we fight the boss, we're going to go back down over to where the Dragonkin soldier is down there, and then we'll teleport back up here and go fight the boss. Because once you light all the torches, it's lit and done. So, before we do that, let's go collect foliage around here. See if there's any spare gold runes anywhere that we might have missed. Like this one. And then we'll head down. Oh, that's Smithson 5. I want to pick that up. Very important. Got this. Some Trino Lily over here. Oh, what's that? I see a shiny. Oh, these guys are angry. Oh, come over here and grab all this formic rock. That just takes us up to the bridge. Alright, one more sweep. Ah, see? There's something. Ah. And I know you saw some jellyfish up there. Don't worry, that's where we're gonna end this little thing. We're gonna go up that way to get out of here, so don't worry, we're headed that way. And then over there is just everything else that we already picked up, so we're all done. Whew. Not too worried about these guys. Just get out of here. Got tons of stuff to do this episode, so if you want to clear out the whole entire field, though, get yourself enough runes for a level up, do so. Come over here. Got a little guy to talk to. Pretty cool view. That's Mogwyn Palace, one of the last places we're going to go to in this game. Lord of Blood, your eminence, I beg you, grant me a seat at the table of the dynasty. Long live Mogwyn dynasty. Long live the Mogwyn dynasty. Yeah, Mog is one of the hardest bosses, in my opinion, in the entire game. Let's come on down over here, and we are able to actually jump down onto this little pledge right here. Hop off torrent. Over here for some goodies. I don't think there's anything back here, but I always second guess myself and double check. Yeah, there's nothing. Okay. Also, that way you don't have to do it. Wow, what kind of hunter am I? Can't even hit a bird sitting still. Got this smithing stone 5. Muy importante. Ooh, Lord. I always check every single pillar to see if there's any items I forgot about to write down in my notes. My gosh, you guys. What's going on? Alright. So, it's a little bit of a freaky drop, but we're just going to walk right on down onto that ledge. Oh, and then safely drop down. And over here, some goodies. I think that's it. Come over here, drop down again. Just checking to see if there's any spirits. There's that. There it is. So jump down onto this pillar, and then you can safely jump down onto the next one, or just roll down onto the other part right there. I'll grab all the goodies in this room, and then we'll teleport back up. And so, like I said, right down there is where we fought the Dragonkin soldier, so nothing down there that we need to grab. Finally got one, my goodness. So, I've already been down there. I think there's one more gold rune over here. Oh my god. Lose my mind. There's two birds. There's something over here. Haha. Yeah, really important you come down and get the Smithing Stone 5. And then that jump down there is actually pretty dangerous. I wouldn't even recommend doing it if you haven't been down there and you want to get down there. Go to the portal that's down at the bottom of Cipher River. That jump is kind of tricky, even on horseback or whatever. You can throw a stone down and it says you'll be okay, and then you jump down and die. I've seen a lot of people glitch out and die on that jump, so I wouldn't mess around with it. I just teleport back up. So, we are done with that. Let's go up here and fight the boss. So real quick, take some of this stuff off the map. Item in the Underground City. We fought the Mimic Tier. Leave that there. We fought the Red Wolf. Now we gotta fight the Ancestral Spirit. So the boss we fought down here, the Ancestral Spirit, we're fighting a second version of it. Only this version has some special attacks it can do. I mean, obviously so did the other one, but this one, it can suck up all of the animals that are in the room. So I believe there's a deer, a ram, and a sheep. It could suck up all of those animals and heal itself. And then after it's healed itself, it will mimic their attacks. And it'll either do the ram, which it turns its horns white and rams and just charges after you at like a high speed, or it'll do the sheep and roll into a ball, and it'll smash through the entire arena. And I can't remember what the last one is, but you don't want to be anywhere near it when it does its special attacks. And this one, it's one of the bosses where you want to try and take it down as fast as you possibly can, because if you give it enough time to actually do what it's meant to do, it is going to rock you really, really hard. And so we got to come over here to get the... I remember this part. I got to kind of like stand right here to get it to go away. That's kind of weird. Let's go ahead and make some bombs real quick. Okay. So I probably should have gone and done the Mimic Tier to showcase it, but that's alright. We'll have fun with Oleg one last time. Oops. Oh, no way. You got Sacred Blade on that? That's weird. I meant to put a Golden Vow on that and I put Sacred Blade on accident. It's a bummer. That's alright. Alright guys, Regal Ancestral Spirit. It's a lot tougher than the last one, so be prepared to go down a couple of times. Okay, here goes. It's gonna heal. Alright, so it looks like it ate a deer. Oh, goodness. Watch out for that. It ate a deer. So it might do the ram. Yep, that hurt. Oop, there it is. So that's one of the special attacks it can do. Does a lot of damage. caught it in midair. It's crazy. Whoa. I healed it a bunch. Teleporting. Rest in peace, Regal Ancestral Spirit. Before that, we get a remembrance. And it is one of the achievements in the game. Oh, thank you, Old Egg. Your assistance was always appreciated. And we gotta run. Actually, yeah, we can teleport on out of here. Oh, it's kind of interesting that this is where we go to fight it. So we're just over here. So let's go ahead and head on back over to the Site of Grace, and then we're going to head over into this little area right here. We don't got much to do over there. Just a couple of enemies that everybody loves that we going to run into. Ooh, we should probably level up first. Right along. Alright, so remember the jellyfish? Head over to the jellyfish. Ooh. Right back here. Now there should be a couple of talismans, or just one talisman up over here. We gotta grab before we head over. Let's come up to this tree and hop off here. This is a good view of where we're headed, right there. And there's a couple of enemies down there that we're gonna talk about. You've seen them before, but it's really important that you leave these ones here and that you come back here to practice on them, because you're gonna need to learn how to parry them. You just have to. I've been saying it over and over and over, and I'm hoping that you guys are taking my advice on it and you are learning to parry, because it'll make the game so much more bearable. I promise. It won't make the game easy, but it'll make it more bearable, especially when you're fighting enemies like this one that we got coming up. So I'm going to fight them. I'm going to take them down, but I recommend that you keep them for a little bit. You don't have to take them down. Just come down here and practice parrying them from time to time. Site of Grace is right here. Until you feel like you got their patterns down. And then once you do, go ahead and take them down. So I'm going to have a sit real quick and change that Ash of War. I don't know why I didn't have Golden Bow on it. There's Golden Bow. Alright. Guess I better just stick with the scythe. Okay, guys, so first one's right here. There he is. Yes, that is a Crucible Knight. So that's the first one, and it's a sword. So for fun, I'm going to fight him on the bridge. Mortal Kombat style. Let's go. Good fight, good sir. Don't do that, guys. That's just me being reckless and irresponsible. Don't fight that guy on the bridge. It's fun. If you want the challenge, go ahead, but otherwise, just do yourself a big favor. Pull him back into here, into one of these circle rooms, and he might fly out the window during his special attacks. But otherwise, keep him alive. You know, I got the Great Shield, but unless you're strength, on the strength side of things, you're not going to be using it anytime soon, so keep him alive. And just come down here and practice, and then once you've had enough practice, you know, you've done like 10 minutes of parries, either die or jump off the cliff, let him teleport out, run away, something. But then there's number 2. Yes, that is another Crucible Knight. Only this one is the spear. So, I'm going to also show you how to parry this one. His attacks to parry are a little bit weird because of the way the spear is formed and the way the tip messes, like, kind of... Alright, come around here to the right, and this guy will immediately start attacking you. So then we can come over and get the ones with the shields. Anyways, so I was trying to say, his spear lines up directly with his hand sometimes, and you have to parry the tip of the spear, even though you're not supposed to parry the weapon. And that's because the spear will come backwards with his hand. It's kind of hard to explain, but let me go take out these guys over here first. Now, there's guys in the waterfall, and you know what? Let's just come in and start attacking. One over here. And then these guys are going to come in from behind. So yeah, a lot of guys in here. Just be ready to whoop butt as soon as you come in. We'll grab this smithing stone for me. And then there's some guys over here. Got it. Should be everybody. Okay. Okay. Now cleared all those guys out so they can't get in the mix. Let's go fight us a Crucible Knight. Hey. What's up? Oop, missed it. See? So he kind of felt like it was parrying the tip of the spear, but it wasn't. It was parrying his hand. I know it feels weird, but their swings like that is kind of, it's going to take a while for you to get used to. So definitely keep this guy alive so you can practice his parries. You got to step forward on his swing too, so you can connect with it, because he takes a lunge backwards. There's some special stuff. His is a little similar. It's a charge up and then slam. Just roll forward. He also has another one where he can skewer you. You do not want to get hit by his skewer. That will mess you up. It's literally the horn comes out of his shoulder and everything. It's bad. You don't want it to hit you. Oh, there it is. Oh, man. Jeez, that did some damage. Oh, messed that up. Oh. Oh, and then this one, delayed blast. There it is. So yeah, get some practice in on this. You're gonna need it. I promise you're gonna need it. Well, you're still alive, good lord. Promise you're gonna need practice on this guy with the spear. So do not sleep on that. For that, we get a Somber Stone Sticks. Now we can upgrade our Moonveil. And then come over here. And this guy, you know, if he sees you, he's just gonna chase him off the cliff and he's gonna die anyway, so. Oh, there he goes. Order healing. It's just like it cures all of the different status build-ups in the game, I believe. But it costs like a really high faith requirement, so only good for people on the faith side of things. There's some incantations where, you know, their requirements are low enough that you'll be able to use it even if you're not going like a pure faith build. And then there's some incantations, it's like, yep, unless you're doing just pure faith, you're not going to come anywhere near touching that, and that's one of them. Let's come over here. Grab some gold centipedes, and yes, that is an NPC. Do not hurt it. Do not attack it. come up and talk. And if we're talking to it, we get Inner Order. It's a new gesture. Do not attack this NPC. We're going to come back later and talk to them. And do not walk outside these steps. Stay right inside here. Don't go out there. It's a boss. That's the boss right there. So it's the same thing that's standing in front of the Kaled Bestial Sanctum. It's a gargoyle. And if you go in here and start fighting this gargoyle, I promise you, in about 2 minutes into the fight, something else is going to happen you're not going to be prepared for, and you're going to die. I promise you, you're going to die if you try and fight this fight. We haven't fought any of these gargoyles yet, so for this to be the first time we fight them would be an absolute nightmare. We'll spend, I'll die if I try to fight these guys right now. I shouldn't have said these guys, but don't go in there. We haven't fought these gargoyles. We haven't gone over their movesets yet. We're going to see one in the next landmass that we're going to go up to. So we have D, Beholder of the Death. It isn't D, the guy that we know. It's his brother. Let's go ahead and put that there because we're going to come back and talk to him later. And then we have the 2 Crucible Knights, but I took them out. But I recommend that you leave them for practice. And you just come back here to the Aqueduct-facing Cliffs, fight the Crucible Knights from time to time, get your parry practice in, and then when you feel like you got them down, take them down, grab the stuff, the Somshone sticks and the shield, get the gesture from him, and that's it. Do not go and fight this boss. This boss will decimate you. We haven't fought these gargoyles yet. We don't know their moveset. Wait. So we are done underground for now, and all that's left to do is go up into the next landmass. So go over to the Ravine-Veiled village. But first, I'm going to head over to the Round Table Hold. Oops. Spend some runes on some upgrades.
Well, I took you no matter to lay out your own.
Actually, yeah, I'm going to wait. I'm going to upgrade the Bloodhound's Fang just in case we do need it, because we do have some fights coming up that might be a little bit harder than I anticipate, so...
Greetings.
Oh.
Are you here for...
Sure, see if we got anything to... Oh yeah, we got a tune-up bar. New Spirit Ashes. First off, the Great Shield Soldier Ashes. Definitely want to buff these up as high as we can take them. Okay, cool. And then our Mimic Tier. Oh, there it is. Oh, need a couple more 1,000 runes.
Greeting. Are you here for...
Why, yes, I am. What?
Greeting. Are you here for...
Oh.
Greeting. Are you here for...
Sorry, guys. Alright, there we go. So we're going to retire Oleg for the time being, because we're going to start using the Mimic Tier and these Great Shield Soldier Ashes, which I need to go put all the ashes back into my chest really fast. It's me breaking the chairs as I spawn in. It's pretty funny. So I only like to keep the ashes that I'm actually going to use in the game. I need to put everything else in the chest, that way I'm just not all confused looking around for my spirit summons that I want to use. Alright. Oh, and we go talk to Rogier real quick.
Always good to son. Maybe I should tell you. Lately, I feel I'm on the precipice of falling into a deep, fathomless slumber. and I have an inkling it could spell trouble for you somehow. So I just wanted to get the apology out of the way beforehand, since you're so scary and all.
Kind of interesting. But, yeah, he's not going to be here too much longer. Let's see if there's any more dialogue for him. And if we sit down at the side of Grace and go back to Rogier, he's unresponsive. I know, that's sad. Come talk to Corhyn.
Ah, you appear to be doing well. Very good. Well then. There's something I should mention to you as well. I'm thinking of leaving the Round Table Hold. Do you know of the noble Gold Mask? Though he was but a Tarnished, living outside the lands between, he was a great scholar who foresaw the coming guidance of grace. And now, I hear he has come to the lands between alone, to contemplate the Golden Order. I wish nothing more than to seek his instruction, and perhaps even help him in his research.
Alright, so we have just started Corhyn's quest, which
May the Golden Order shine through you.
is connected to one of the endings. So, as a matter of fact, I think he might leave. Oh, okay. We have to go up into the Atlas Plateau and then he'll leave. But I'm gonna sit down at the side of Grace 3 times, I believe. One more time. Or it might be we have to quit out the game 3 times. Nope, there it is. So just sit down at the side of Grace 3 times and then come over, and that is the end of Rogier's quest. We get his bell bearing. So if you haven't bought his spells yet, you can give the bell bearing to the twin husks, and then you can buy his spells that he had, or his Ashes of Wars. And then one more thing, we get his letter. And then if we go sit at the side of Grace again, our good friend Rogier has returned to the Erd Tree. Or maybe I shouldn't say that because, yeah, you'll see why a little bit later. But let's go and talk to Fia, see if she has any dialogue that's come up.
I am pleased. Would you like the blessing? Would you like... Now. You are so.
Okay, so now that this has popped up, may I ask a favor? Never click on this. When you're getting a Baldekin's blessing from her, make sure that you just hit the E for OK for the Baldekin's blessing, and then don't press anything else. Because if you sit there and hit E over and over, you'll choose this, and then it'll progress her quest, and then you won't be able to get any more Baldekin's blessings. We're going to pick up her quest again at a certain point, but just to keep things organized, not overload you with too much information and branch off in too many different directions, we're going to come back to it at a very, very, very later episode. So for now, we're just going to leave her here so we can get Baldekin's blessings all that we want. So you use a Baldekin's blessing, come back, hug her, just make sure you don't select that option. Do not say, may I ask a favor. If you do, it will progress her quest line, and a couple of NPCs will die because of it, so just wait. And so that is everything in the Round Table Hold. Let me go check on... Yes, okay, so I think we gave her the Storm
In
Hawk.
this ash.
Yep.
It reminds me.
So I just want to make sure we already did that. That is everything at the Round Table Hold for now, you guys. So let's get back to work. So now we are, let's recap real quick, done with all of Southern Caelid. Apologies, I mean to zoom in so fast. We're done with all of Southern Caelid, except for we have a couple of quests that are going to take us back into this cave here. All the rest is Northern Caelid. All the stuff up in this area is unbelievably difficult and will put up a massive fight at this level. So I recommend you come back in like 40 to 50 levels, because it is not easy. All the stuff up there packs a punch, and they have some hardcore defense. So we're done with everything in Limgrave. We're done with everything underground that we can do, except for up to here. This will take us into a new underground place that is connected to Fia's quest, and that's when we do Fia's quest, we're going to come back here and fight these gargoyles, and then we'll continue on this way. We've done everything in the underground up to here. We've done everything that we can in Liurnia of the Lakes, except for some questline stuff that's going to take us over here. Otherwise, this is the end of Ranni's quest, so we can't get up here yet until we finish Ranni's quest. So all that's left to do is go into the next landmass. There's two different ways. The Grand Lift of Dectus, or coming up through this kind of dungeon and then fighting a boss, which is the way that we're going to take. So head on over to the Ravine-Veiled village. Let's get to work. Alright, so it's been a while since we were back here. Back in the lakes of Liurnia, or Liurnia of the Lakes. So climbing up these ladders. And there should be a guy right up here as we come up this ladder. So get ready to start swinging. Oh, no, it's just a squid. My apologies. Knew there was a guy, but I thought it was an enemy. Alright, so in here we got a bunch of vulgar militiamen. We want to try and pull them out if we can. Watch out, there's going to be poison traps all over the floor too, so... Must be up here. Check all the walls for smithing stones. As you can see, the color in that last one I picked up was really, really bright, so it was hard to see, so you should always want to make a double check for any smithing stones on the walls. But then get some bombs ready to throw at these vulgar militiamen. Just so we can pull them out from where they're hiding, if need be. One right there, right in front of us. Oh, too far. There we go. Oh. So remember, the free aim is all about the camera position. Has nothing to do with your character. See how my aim changed just based on how I was moving the camera? Didn't touch my character. So if you want to change your aim and trajectory, it's just the camera. That's all you got to change. And you want to have your character facing the way that you want to throw it, obviously. Too far. Too short. Right about there. Perfect. So, watch out for these poison traps on the ground. Where are they? There they are, right here. So, don't step on that. They will poison you fast. Seriously fast. Grab these smithing stones, though. Lots of smithing stones in here. And then just kind of jump over or run around the poison traps. Oh, but we do got to grab this. Should be a guy behind the box right here. Yep. Oh, good. So yeah, careful of him. Just double check for smithy stones. Let's head on up. There is something on the side, I believe, or something on the way up. Can't remember which side it was on. I think it was the other side. So hold on, we're gonna do this one more time. I do believe there was something coming up here. Oh, there it is. Oh, I missed it. Oh, that sucks. Sorry, guys. But there is an item. I'll just run straight for the... whatchamacallit. Oh, what? Sends you back down here. That's a bummer. My deepest apologies, guys. Hate wasting time like this. Thought the distance was short enough to do a walking jump, and I totally miscalculated it. My apologies. Let me do that again. I always remember that enemy just because the first time I played this, I think somebody left a sign. They were like, strong foe ahead, and I was buffing up and stuff, and I came around the corner, and it was just that, and I was like, oh man. You punk, it's not a strong foe. Oh, he doesn't have anything to work on, so he's sleeping. Alright. I'm just gonna ignore the Vulgar Militiamen and run up onto the elevator. Except for this one. Dang it. Don't stop jumping around like a little monkey. Oh, really? Alright, I'm out of here. See you guys. Alright, where are my runes? Oh. I think my runes, see, so since we were up here last, I think this is where my runes are going to be, is up here on this ledge. Even though I died down there. Yep, see, here they are. So they'll always be like at the last place that you were kind of at. And I'm going to do it right this time to get this item. There we go. Definitely worth it. Getting a smithing stone 5. Come on down over here so we can jump down safely. And then we'll fight all the Vulgar Militiamen that were following us. Or did they go back to their spots? No, they're right there. What you swinging at, bud? I'm not even down there. So come on down onto this ledge. Oh, they see me. I didn't think they could see me from down here. Yeah, those guys aren't worth it. They're not like the ones in Caelid that drop 1,000 runes. They only drop like a couple hundred, so not worth it to fight them, but definitely worth it to go down and get that smithing stone 5. My sincere apologies for wasting time right there. Oh my gosh. That was a little concerning. The game hadn't loaded in yet. That was freaky. Alright, so we got one guy walking. Want to make sure we wait for him so we can run up and repost him. Just do his little patrol. Man, that was freaky. I looked over here and it was just blue. My game hadn't loaded it in yet. That was really weird. Whew. I'm always nervous because playing this on PC that I'm gonna glitch out or something in the middle of recording. Alright, this guy repost so he's not messing with us as we're trying to take out his friends. Oh, thought I reposted him. Oh, see? Check the walls. Double, triple check the walls. Alright, now there should be some guys laying in wait in the corner. Well, there's one right there. You can see him. So let's throw a bomb in him. Is there any more in here? Yep, there's one right here. Alright, poison bombs. So be careful. Jump up over here. Grab this item. I think that's everything in here. Okay, so up over here looks really innocent, but it is filled with little Vulgar Militiamen in the corners. So there's no one else behind us, so up over in the corner, we want to throw a bomb. No, missed it. There we go. That's one, and then one in this corner over here. Aggravating. See, this is the reason that we go farm for supplies. It's for stuff like this. What? Where is he? Oh, he's right there. My apologies. I, for some reason, thought there was another one in the corner. Guess not. Could have sworn there was one right here. Nope, my bad. Alright, go ahead and grab the rune arc, make up for the one that I lost jumping off that elevator like a fool. Grab these smithing stones. Check the walls, make sure there's no more that we missed. And then come over here and let's give a good old whack to Grandma here. And that's it. It's an explodey one, I believe. Yep, so roll away as soon as you blow it up. Now we get a sight of grace for our troubles. I believe, yes. So go ahead and pop a squat, fill up your flasks, take a break, take a breather, enjoy the view. We're almost into the next landmass. Just got one more stretch to go. A lot of bats coming up, a lot of bats. I mean, too many bats. A ridiculous amount of bats. Really? Gosh, you just stop doing whatever you want and do what you're told. Bat. Really? Gosh. Just making a fool of myself this episode, messing up all sorts of stuff. My apologies. Bats. Bat. Bat. Just too many bats in this area. So, get some bombs out, get some daggers out, get ready to start hucking. Come up here. There should be a smithing stone or something. Something good up here, I bet. Something worth our trouble. Go ahead and drop back down here. Make a few more bombs before we get back into combat. Always do that. So just want to go over all the stuff that I have. 533 smoldering butterflies, 436 mushrooms, 628 glintstones. When I switch over to the intelligence side, I'm going to have tons for bombs. Got tons of holy flowers. Can't get any of the rimmed crystal buds yet, but when we do, got tons of toxic mushrooms and poison blooms. Starting to look pretty healthy. And now that we got silver tier husks, we can start making shield grease, which is going to come very, very, very much in handy when we switch over to strength, intelligence, and we're using the shield. Now down over here, you can hear the clinking. You see this ladder right here. Don't want to miss this. So that's the reason that we farm, so that we can make sure that we have all the materials we need for situations like this, where you just got to make bombs over and over and over. Oh! Sorry, that guy had a thing on his backpack, so the rocks in his backpack will blow up if you throw a bomb at him, so that's my bad. Oh, somber fours in here. And now you heard the singing as we were coming up, so we got some poisonous bats that have a bit of HP we gotta deal with. For one little portion, we can summon Old Egg if we want. Grab that smithing stone back there. Alright, so here we can summon Old Egg, just to help us out with the bats for fun. So close. Oh, come on. Yeah, what? Let's see you sing your song now. Whoa, that was a big cloud. Whoa, buddy. Simmer down. Ow, what? Hey, Oleg, where you at, man? Gotcha. See, these ones have some HP to them, so should be a couple more down over here, I think. There's one more up there. Oh no, I'm way too close to throw that at him. Pretty cool place to sit here and listen to the singing if you want to. Otherwise, just grab the goodies and get on out of here. I think that's everybody. Think it will like. Oh, my goodness! I just hear some screeching. Oh, yes, I did. Oh my god! Alright, this way. Almost done. Think it would like. Nope, that's the last we're gonna see of Oleg. I forgot we got the mimic tears now, so I'll go ahead and summon them for the boss fight coming up. All right, pretty uncomfortable rune to get right there. Just gotta jump over to the edge and then walk around clockwise or counterclockwise. My apologies. If you go clockwise, then it's too short, see, and you'll fall. So, gotta come around counterclockwise, and then just jump back on. Yeah, we got some octopus and bats coming up. Oh man, it's out of my face. Gotcha. Oh, sorry. Need to check the walls for smithing stones. Very importante. Alright. Should be a bat right around this corner. Or no, smithing stone. But then we got two poisonous bats up here, I believe. Or at least one. You can hear one. Oh, yeah, there's two. Wow. There. Come on. Wow. Alright, get rid of these squids so that you can lock onto the bats and not the squids. Remember, you don't want to get grabbed by them. They have a grab that if they get a hold of you, they will do some damage. Oh my gosh. I'm losing my mind with the lock. Great, poisoned. Oh, good. Oh, there's the grab. Yeah, see, it did a good chunk of damage. Gosh. Whoa, I've never seen that. Alright, let's go up over here. Whoa, they got magic too, I guess. There. Sit still. Man. Yeah, they're super annoying. See you jump around now. Try and handle that better than I did. I'd recommend using some ranged attacks. I should have just used Frenzy Burst. I don't know what I'm thinking. I'm tired, you guys. It's late. I shouldn't have started this episode today. That's alright. What are you gonna do, huh? Come on down here for an item. Lost Ash of War. Come safely around here. Pretty cool view. The entire learning of the lakes and everything. And you see the giant octopus over there. He's guarding a weapon, so let's go grab that real quick, and then we'll go up and fight the boss. And that'll be it for this episode. Oh, those bats are so annoying. So remember, for the octopuses, charge attacks. Get them staggered, just like with the giants. They should be guarding a curved sword. believe it scales in strength, but I can't remember. So, charged attacks. Do it again. Oh, god damn. Big, heavy swipes. There. Okie doke. For your troubles, you get the God's Serpent. Serpent God's Curved Sword. Pretty interesting curved sword. I do believe it scales to strength. There's a smithing stone over here. I get the other gold rune off that bat? Yeah, I did, okay. Yeah, every time you kill one of these bats for the first time, they'll drop a gold rune 6 or a gold rune 9, depending on where you're at in the game. But then after that, it's an arbitrary chance whether or not they drop it, but the first time they'll always drop it. So, very, very cool. Alright, you guys, here we are at the boss, leading into the next area. So, it's a Magma Wyrm, just like the one that we fought to get the Moonveil Katana. It's pretty strong. It's, I think it's one of the achievements in the game. So, be ready for a fight, but we got a couple of summons over here that we can summon to assist us. I actually got 3, but you can only summon 2. So you got Great Horn Tragoth. It's the guy that helped us in the Radahn fight and where we got the casual greeting gesture from. And then we have Blackguard. I would say don't summon Blackguard just to keep his quest from anything happening from his in his quest. I'm not gonna try and spoil anything, but right now Blackguard is right here. If you buy Prawn from him, he will move into the next land area and then die at the end of his quest. So I'm not gonna spoil how he's gonna die, but he will die. But if we don't buy it from him and we don't summon him here, then we will he will survive. He will stay there throughout the entire quest, and then once we get to a certain point in another NPC player's quest, then we'll be able to go buy Prawn from him and get a gesture, and he'll survive. Our other one is Millicent. So remember, when you summon 2 other NPCs to help you, it increases the boss's health. So we're going to summon these 2 just for fun, but it also makes the boss stronger. It gives them more defense, and it gives them more HP to deal with the fact that there's more enemies to fight. So it tries to even it out. So just keep that in mind. I actually want to make poison pots for this one, because it's a dragon. Fire's not going to do too much. Ooh, 6. Okay, make some frost pots too. So try and poison, try and frost, and then we'll work on bleed. Oops, I already had that on there. Did I take my... Oh, I didn't sit down. Alright, make sure you go sit down to refill your flasks. My apologies. Do that real quick. So yeah, if you summon, just remember it's going to make it a little bit more challenging because it's buffing up the boss. So I believe even though we summon, we can still summon our Spirit Ash. So we'll go in, summon our Mimic, and then we'll buff up and go fight a dragon together. So let's bow to Millicent real quick. What's up, Millicent? And Millicent is only available if you've progressed her quest line up to where we progressed it. Otherwise, she will still be there in the church. It won't be available to be summoned here. Oops, didn't mean to click that. Hey. Give you a curtsy. What's going on, guys? Let's get to work, shall we? Let's buff up our friends. I was worried if they were too far out of range. Okay, and another thing about the Mimic tier Ashes is that it uses HP instead of FP to summon. So be ready to heal instead of using your FP flask. So just remember that. So go ahead and summon the Mimic and see my HP, a huge chunk. And then it's going to pop up with whatever I have on right now. So that's why I kept the seal like this. Alright, here we go. It's going to come around this left corner here and start charging right at us. There it is. So run away. Alright, so go ahead and start hitting him with poison pots. Poison. So that's like a train, man. If you're in the path of it, it's going to do some vicious damage. It's going to knock you back. Just trying to get him poison. He's poison. What? No. Just trying to get him frosted now. Oh! I didn't see what he was doing. That was my bad. Okay, he's frosted. Uh-oh. Let's see what we got. Let's try and stagger him now. Ooh, that was vicious. Let's see if we can get a bleed on him. Oh, can roll into the fire. Oh, watch out for that. Oh, he's okay. He's putting fire on his sword now. Staggering. Just try and get a frost off though. There we go. There's the damage I was looking for. Oh, and run! Yeah, you want to stay away from this fire. Somebody's got fire on his sword. See how much damage that did. He's staring at us. Oh, they frosted him. Well done, guys. Rest in peace, Millicent. Thank you for your help. And thank you, Mimic, and thank you, Great Horn Tragoth. And like I said, because I summoned Millicent and Tragoth, that made the fight that much more intense and difficult. It would have gone by much faster if I had just done that with my Mimic, but that was fun. So we get the Magma Wyrm Scale Sword, deals fire damage, has an awesome Ash Ward that does insane stagger buildup, and scales with strength and faith, I believe. But very, very, very powerful sword, and a sword I'll be using late in the game. Right here, yep. Strength and faith. So when I go into strength intelligence, and then at the end of the game we'll switch over to strength faith, and we'll play with some really awesome swords. Let's go ahead and grab that grace. Said touch the grace, right? Yes, okay. Let's go ahead and grab that. Oh, good board. Couldn't grab that, and we'll run up to the next landmass. We are getting close to the halfway point of the game. We're almost there. I know. You've done so much, and you're like, really? We're not even halfway through? No. We're almost, though. Very close. Very, very close. This game is massive, you guys. Definitely the most game I've gotten for my buck. Here we are. The Atlas Plateau. We made it. There's lands between down below. I believe that's carrying mana right there, so yep. So we are in the next landmass. We'll get the map next episode and everything so we can see what we're doing, but for now, there should be a site of grace just right up here. Let's go grab that real quick and then call it an episode. We'll head in and do a cave next one. So right here's a site of grace. Be careful because there's some omens walking around in here, so it's not too safe of an area. So just be careful. But we are here in the Atlas Plateau. And if you go up this road right here, you're going to run into a boss immediately. So just be warned and be careful just in case you decide to go exploring. Try and stay over here. There's a ruins and a cave over here that we're going to do at the start of next episode. But aside from that, let's go ahead and call it here, you guys. We are trucking right along. So we'll get the map, and I'll be able to explain our trajectory moving forward next episode. So, if you have any questions, any comments, ooh, it's raining. I love the rain. If you have any questions or any constructive criticism on how I can make the series better, if you're a content creator and you got some knowledge you want to drop on me, please leave them in the comments section. I promise that I'll respond to everybody's comment. If I don't know the answer to your question, I'll find the answer to your question. Let's go ahead and talk to Melina at the end of this episode just to end this out. But until the next episode, be kind to yourselves, be kind to each other. I love you guys. I'll see you later.
The Erd Tree is close. Only a little further till the foot of the Erd Tree. And the accord is fulfilled. It takes me back. I was born at the foot of the Erd Tree, where Mother gave me my purpose. Though now, everything is lost to me. I have to ascertain for myself the reason for which I live, burned and bodiless.